You folks are muted.
Okay.
We good?
Mm-hmm.
It's done. Okay. Okay, everyone, welcome to the Town of Nahant Board of Selectmen meeting, Wednesday, April 15th, 2026. The time is 6:31 and I call this meeting to order. So we have some announcements to make as usual.
Could I do an announcement?
I was just looking up to say yes, please do it and make an announcement.
Okay, so tonight is actually Gene Canty's last meeting with us as select board member. He's on the Zoom right now, but I wanted to say a few things. So I just wanted to honor you for all your work and your volunteerism for the town. Gina served on the select board for 2 terms. He served from 2020 to 2023 and then 2023 to 2026. He saw the town through the COVID pandemic, but he also served during one of the largest town meetings in history in 2021. He's been a dynamic member over the 6 years in leading the town's operating and capital plans and has been a leader in the town's efforts to preserve open space at East Point. So I just personally want to say thank you. I know a lot of residents are very thankful for your service, Gene. We got you. You probably won't be able to see it, but we got you a nice picture of Short Beach. So you'll be able to hang up at home. It has your name on it and just a thank you from all of us here at Town Hall. So.
Well, just to say thanks. I wasn't expecting this. Keep it simple, but it was a real pleasure working in the capacity I was in as a selectman for the 6 years I was in there, and worked with some really talented people that have made our tour through the 6 years a lot easier. And I sense that this same prevailing attitude for the town will continue on now for at least the next 5 or 6 or 10 years. But the only thing I would ask is that we've got a big town meeting coming up. It has some very demanding articles, and I would hope that we all get prepared for it and attend it. So again, I say thank you. I was happy to serve, and I'm there for your support. Thank you.
All right, Gene, well, you're not going to get away without me saying something. Our history really kicks off back in the 90s when I was running for school committee and you walked down my front street on Copper Beach Lane and we sat down and had a cup of coffee to kind of figure out what we were all about. And I have really admired you ever since for taking that step because that was a very contentious time and some would suggest that we were on opposite sides of the fence. So I really respect and cherish the years that we've had the chance to work together, and I really hope that we might find ourselves in a position to work together again on some other smaller project maybe. But I can't thank you enough for your time here. You've been a mentor to me, and it's been really my sincere pleasure serving with you.
Thank you, Robbie.
You're very welcome, Gene.
And I'll just say one thing, Gene, my being here is really a result of you being elected to the Board of Selectmen and vacating your planning board seat. to which you appointed me. So you really got me started in town government, first as an appointee and then elected to fill the rest of your term. So I could never fill your shoes, but I could serve out your term, and I was honored to do so. Thank you for that opportunity, and thank you for it was a pleasure serving with you on the board.
Patrick, thank you so much, and obviously good luck for your turn at the helm. And
Thank you.
Lots of challenges coming up.
lots of challenges. By the way, I mentioned it in a newspaper article. None of this is possible without the help of the staff up at the town hall. And just so people realize that they're well versed, they know their jobs, they do the job well, and they make life a lot easier for selectmen and other subcommittee and committee board members. And also just a tip of the hat to the Finance and Advisory Committee. Fantastic, all 6 years. Really do a fabulous job. Work extremely hard. So let's continue to keep that up. And Robbie, yeah, hopefully we will meet again.
That'd be great, Gene. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, other items. We have the resident parking stickers that are now available for purchase at nahant.org. The stickers purchased from March 1st through June 30th are $15 each. Stickers purchased July 1st through December 31st are $20 each. This does not mean you need to buy 2 stickers. It just means the price is dependent on when you purchase the sticker. All bills due the town must be paid, and an annual census needs to be filled out before purchasing your sticker. The annual town census, let's see, the 2026 annual town census has been mailed to residents. Contact the town clerk for more information. Annual dog licenses were due back to the town clerk by April 1st, 2026. Any licenses submitted after April 1st will be charged a $20 late fee. We have the scholarships that are available. Please visit the scholarships page at nahant.org for a list of scholarships offered to Nahant residents and students. Metal and white goods, TV recycling, etc., is still the last Saturday of each month from April 25th through October 31st from 8 a.m. to noon behind the DPW garage. There are certain fees that apply. Visit nahant.org for more information. Spring leaf pickup. Curbside leaf pickup on Mondays beginning April 27th. Please visit nahant.org for a list of accepted material. Resident sticker is required. The compost area is open on Wednesdays and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. beginning April 4th. You can visit nahant.org for a full list of accepted materials. A resident sticker is required. The YMCA Stride Along the Tide 5K road race is Saturday, May 9th, beginning at 8:15 a.m. at the Lowlands Park. Please visit the community calendar at nahant.org for information on how to sign up for the race. We have a town hall internship available, and the town hall is currently seeking a college-age student for a paid part-time internship at town hall this summer. A full description and where to send resumes is available at nahant.org. They are accepting resumes until May 15th. The town election is on Saturday, April 25th, 2026. Election polling hours will be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Nahant Town Hall. For more information and early voting hours, contact the town clerk or visit the town election page at nahant.org. The annual town meeting is Saturday, May 16th, beginning at 12:30 p.m. at Nahant Town Hall. For more information, contact the town clerk. And that brings us to a discussion. We have a petition to make Surfview Avenue a one-way. This petition was submitted by resident Dan Fiore and was signed by other residents in support of making Surfview Avenue a one-way. This will be an initial discussion. So, Dan, I saw that you came in a minute ago. Where'd you go? There you are. Do you want to talk a little bit about your petition?
Well, last year we did Colby Way.
Yep.
And we basically knew that Surfview was gonna be nixed, because people are just, they're in their phones, they just drive down Bass Point, they start going to Colby, and they say, oh, one way, and they back out and go to Circuit. Going up is worse than coming down, in my opinion. I live in the corner, Paul is behind me. Even tonight, an hour ago, I have a video of an Amazon truck going up, and he gets stuck, and he has to back down. And it's a nightmare if you see it. That was the top hill, so he sees a different version. I'd like to make it, we'd all like to make it a pedestrian way, which I'm standing way to try to do that.
I think there's been some discussion. Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Worst part is having a two-way street. So, speaking of most, my neighbors right there, I think we agree that going uphill is worse than going downhill. And, so we're trying to make that, I do not enter.
There was discussion about making it a pedestrian way?
Well, I'm getting ahead of myself,
Yeah, I think there was, well, we had talked about it
just briefly.
briefly. I think I've talked about it with Allison. There has been some talk about, surprised that cars can even go on that street. Yeah, surprised it is even a street.
No, Paul's making a plan,
Yeah.
Colby Way right now has an exemption for everyone that lives on Colby Way.
Mhm.
Because during the winter time, it's tough, so we can go up and down. That was the exception that would, it's not written anywhere, but we need the same exceptions for a circuit.
Are there any pedestrian way streets in,
Not
That I'm aware of.
Just getting back to the petition, Dan, it looks like we have 3 parts to this. Is that's correct? I mean, I see a do not enter sign at the bottom of Surfview. I see limiting access to all vehicles except residents that live there, and I see replace the not a throughway sign at the beginning of Colby Way and Castle Road with a no through traffic sign.
What's happening is Waze and Google, Uber are bringing people down Colby Way, actually taking a right and going down Surfview just to get to Bass Point. And there's a no throughway, not a throughway sign at the beginning of Colby Way.
Okay.
And when I talked to Zach about it, he said it's a way, it's not a street. I said, I don't think people understand that not a throughway, what that even means. A lot of people don't understand what not a through street means. So people use Colby Way as a cut through to get to, Bass Point Apartments. And for whatever reason, or they use it. And I'm just looking at a way of keeping main traffic on the main roads. As opposed to coming up Colby Way.
Okay.
Because I'm telling you, you should see the trucks on a daily basis, just coming down Colby Way. I would have to say, for almost half the traffic coming down there is delivery trucks or something like this that are currently using.
You get trucking down earlier today, we have semi trailer truck pulling a big trailer. Came down Colby Way into the right.
I think I see Dan Script out there.
Oh,
Dan, a
yeah.
question- Yeah, oh, yeah. Question for you as far as the difference between a not a throughway sign and a no through traffic sign.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I'd have to look into it a little bit, but I don't know that not a throughway, not through traffic. I don't know the difference, even if there is one, to be honest.
I asked the question because I looked at it a little bit and I'm not sure if I'm understanding this correctly, but it sounds like no through traffic is more supported by an ordinance than you would, whereas a not a throughway sign is more of a guideline. I don't know. We might have to look at something in that respect.
Yeah, I don't think it gets to the bylaw level. This is more of the selectmen being the body that controls the ways. So I don't think it goes up to the bylaw level, because that's town meeting.
Yeah,
but
right.
We can confirm. We can make sure.
Okay, appreciate that. So what do we want to do?
Well, I know there was some concern expressed, was it Zach or I'm not sure? Some concern expressed about, making sure that we look at holistically at the neighborhood, because there's already a couple of, there's now Colby Way as one way, and then also two other one ways. So just making sure that that's been accounted for. I mean, I think Surfview, it is shocking to me that every time I look across the street, I kind of chuckle that it's a street. But, we do have people that live on Surfview that need to access it. So it has to remain open to them. It's just the way it is. So
It's more of a bike path than it is for car.
it is sized more like it's
Traffic.
it is very tight. And I have test driven down there. I have run down to the end of the hill to get to stop a truck from driving up when I was getting a delivery, and they tried to come up, and I had to get into the cab with them and have them come around. So that is definitely a problem street. To me, I think this is multi-layered. Okay, what signs can we put up? Can we propagate that to the map services appropriately so that they stop routing people down the various streets? I think, which is one of the issues, one change that reroutes eventually, and you see that months later or playing itself out. And then, the other thing is, what can we actually enforce, and what does the chief and the department feel like they can actually write tickets for? And, what's that look like?
Basically. Hold on just for a second. Gene, any thoughts?
No, I've been up there a few times myself, not recently, and I can understand completely why we'd want to do something to make it more usable, if that's a good response.
Okay.
It's tough.
No, I think it's right on point. I honestly, I think this is very much a product of our current technological advantages from a GPS standpoint, coupled with the new way of bringing products out to the people, which is basically by truck instead of us going to a brick and mortar store. So I know there was some question as far as notifying abutters. I think that we may have that covered. I noticed that the 3 houses that are listed on Surfview have all signed the petition, as well as others.
Because I actually live on Surfview, 72 Surfview.
Okay,
There's actually 3 houses on Surfview, but then Danny's house is in front of mine. It's not Surfview, but the house is there.
Right.
Their house is right across from mine. It's on Bass Point Road. But people access their house, like the guy that hit my wall back a couple of months ago. He just made a delivery to their house because that's where the deck is, So, and then as you go up the hill, several other houses further up that border Surfview Avenue, and they're actually on Colby Way. It's a funny street. I mean, these houses were old summer cottage.
cottages, yeah.
Everything's grandfathered. I have a worry in my house because beside my house, I have a planter that's been there forever, and I had it rebuilt a couple of years ago. And back 3 or 4 months ago, the guy made a delivery to their house. And I actually saw the whole thing. I was ready to leave my house, and I got a closed porch and standing there watching the guy come back from making the delivery, get back in his truck. The truck is facing up the hill. He's writing something down, and then I figured maybe he's gonna back down. He didn't back down. He went up the street and he gunned it, and he sideswiped my this plant. It's a cement planter, and he also broke it. And I don't walk fast. I have a bad knee. When I get outside, he was already at the top of the hill, so I didn't get his plate number. But funny, 15 minutes later, I went out to do some things at Lynn, and I drove up Newhall Street, and right at the top of the street was that truck. Because it was a white budget truck, and it was Amazon, because Dean told me it was Amazon. And the guy was running around delivering packages and like that, he was double parked with a flashing gun. And I wrote down the plate number, and it was a Kansas license plate, I had all this information, so I called it all into them, and I think Gene called them in too. And it's like 3 or 4 months ago, you don't hear back from them. And it's, you know, I mean, probably $1,000 damage, you know?
Okay.
And the other problem I have, I worry about, is right in front of that, and this is on the street, is my gas meter, which is gonna replace pretty soon, and when they put it there, when they took it out of the cellar, there's a couple of concrete, like circular things in front of it,
Yep.
which could easily be knocked over by a car. And you see these things on TV every day about somebody smashing into a store or a house, and I worry about that, because I mean, somebody could easily smash into that, those things aren't gonna protect that thing.
Yeah.
And it's right there on Circular Avenue.
Okay.
Robbie,
Yes, sir.
what is the two chiefs' take on this?
I'm sorry, Gene, I might, one more time with your question?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, Chiefs, I'm sorry, yes, oh, sure. We actually have, a favorable response with respect to the one-way, I believe, from Chief Furlong and Chief Antrim, and I don't think Zach was unfavorable, was he?
No.
So, then we were just talking about the one-way sign.
Correct.
Is that correct? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and that's why I mentioned that this is kind of 3 parts. I feel like we're in a pretty good position to talk about the one-way sign, but I'm not sure I'm entirely comfortable with the other 2 issues. Does that sound fair?
Yes, the other two are, the most important part is the do not enter.
Yeah.
It's working on Kobe Way.
Right.
Everyone on Kobe Way, everyone has said there's been a dramatic decrease in the amount of two-way traffic. So a do not enter sign at the bottom of Circular Ave will accomplish the same thing. You don't really have to address the not a throughway. Tony had told me that once they do a little intersection there, it's either they do something, they will guide the road and put another island there and reroute the traffic. He said that'll alleviate a lot of the straight through to get to Kobe Way. That's what he told me.
Yeah, those plans aren't
Yes,
finalized yet.
but I don't think that's the major issue. Really, I just put that in as off. Just put in a couple of things there. The main thing is to do not enter, making it a one-way going downhill.
Okay,
You also have one more question if you are taking that.
sure.
That is
Number 1.
owner, someone. You have your hand raised. Do you have something to say?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Bob D'Amico. I live at 39 Maple Ave. And this has to do with Ward Street at Castle Road. And basically, I went to the Vietnam Memorial and I was just sitting on a bench and a policeman came up and says, "Is this your car?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "You're pointing the wrong way. It's a one-way." So I said, "Well, where's the sign?" There are no signage. So legally, it's a two-way unless it's signed as such. So in other words, what I'm requesting is a do not enter sign at the entrance of Watt Street at Castle Road, so people will know it's a one-way. I don't know how the residents are going to react to that, but I think that the police have to understand that if a street is not signed, it's a two-way. So
Mr.
that's something that I
D'Amico,
think that has to be addressed because I almost got a ticket. And
Mr. D'Amico, have you provided us a written request for this? I'm not familiar with the request.
no, I did not.
Okay, because we're working on Surfview Ave tonight, but if you want to submit a request to the town administrator with your suggestions, then we'd be happy to look at it.
Okay, no, that's fine. I didn't realize that it was just that one issue, but I'll do so.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir. So are we ready to, could we take a vote on this? Are you comfortable taking a vote as far as the one-way sign? Oh, Mr. Kirk?
I'm 49 Tri-Mountain.
Yes.
I'm not opposed to this at all.
Yeah.
But I would like to just highlight Zach's comment. That this area is, the whole neighborhood is really right for a traffic study.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I don't object at all to kind of picking away at this proposal makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But if you cascade and continue to do it, there's a fair amount of confusion that's gonna ensue.
I guess, yeah, and I agree with you 100%. I'm hoping that by making Surfview a one-way, then that pushes them down to the next two options, which are going the other way as a one-way. And then ultimately you end up on Bass Point Road if you go by those two. So yeah, we're creating a little bit of a circle here. But thank you for your input on that. It is something that we've considered, or at least I've considered, to have a hard look at that whole area. So
Mr. Chair, before you take a vote, the last time we did this, we gave notice to all the abutters along Colby Way, and I think even Bass Point Road and maybe the road upside. Did we do that same thing for this meeting? Because when you started, you said this is just for discussion when you started tonight. So I just wanna make
we
sure
have
that
no, yeah, we have no abutters notice, and you're very much on point. I was hoping that since I believe all of the abutters have signed the petition, that we might be able to work around that. But if you're concerned, then we can obviously take a step back and take that step first, and then bring this back at our next meeting.
Well, I just want to do the same thing we did for Colby Way, and we did that for Colby Way, so I think it'd be safest to do it that way.
Can I just interject about that? Dan, I've spoke to every single neighbor. I spoke to them yesterday. I emailed them. Everyone that's on that petition has been made aware of this, has been Pauline was supposed to be here, Donna was gonna be here, they were all gonna be here.
Yeah.
But I told them they really don't have to be.
Dan, I agree with you 100%. I feel very strongly as you do, but we're getting advice from town council saying that we have this step.
I understand that.
And then we can put it on the agenda for the very
No,
next.
I really can't wait another month. This has been going on for about 9 months now.
We'll be back again in 2 weeks.
So I could just add another thing, where my house is, behind Danny's, there has to be a little bit of leeway, even if you make it one way, because, for example, back between the two snowstorms, I had to replace my furnace. And I had like 5 trucks parked on the street, some heading up. And to service my house, because of the way the street is, I don't prefer a tricky driveway. And somebody like is doing some work, and I'm gonna have some more work done in the house this year. They would have to drive up to pull into my driveway. You know, and I noticed the person who delivers the paper, they drive up and they throw your paper on the deck and I think it's she drops it down with mine and then backs down, you know. But it's just the way that street is. I mean, you have to have the service trucks like the furnace people and the cable people, because all the cable is on the pole right across from me, you know. And actually, if you talk about no truck signs, we have 3 of them. There's one at the bottom, one right by my house on the truck, on the pole, and one at the top. And they still
go by.
the street, like, you know.
Yeah.
I say, can't you read? You know,
Yeah.
maybe they can't, you know.
It's really a safety issue. Our house has been hit as well.
Yeah.
Repairs.
And so is his.
I think we're all on board with you. I think we just have this one legal step that needs to take. I mean, yeah. Is that fair?
Yeah, just a question on the petition. Does it cover all the residents of all the houses on Surfview?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes, all three households are.
Right, well, I guess.
Yeah,
right.
they're all 3 of them here, and I think most of them are here in the room.
Right, yeah.
So then, Dan, who else has to be notified?
Well, when we did it for Colby Way, I thought we also did the area down near Bass Point Road and also the area up high. Was it Harris Street, maybe? I thought we did all
I'm
3.
Harris, I'm Harris Street, so I'm duly notified.
Are you the only one at Harris Street?
I am number 1 and only.
Well, it's your discretion.
Yeah.
I feel much more comfortable. We could put these things in letters so we can have them on the record in case
I
you're
think we
challenged
can,
down the line.
Yeah.
if somebody's gonna take a look at the,
It'll push it back a couple of weeks, but we're heading in the right direction.
Around for a year.
This is the first we've heard about it. We just
Well,
heard about it.
definitely. We've been talking for a while, so
Yeah.
I think this is 2 weeks,
This
I think.
is a step, a good formal step.
Put on the agenda and get it done.
Right? Gene? We good to
Yep.
move forward? Yep. Okay, well, thank you. We will get those notices out, and we will have this on the agenda again at our next meeting. We should be able to get this squared away.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
your
you.
efforts.
And I don't think anybody, I think we're gonna be on Zoom and we probably don't need everybody showing. We'll just get it done.
Every single person on Surfview will.
Make sure we're covered. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Okay, so. Looks like we have a vote to appoint a new treasurer collector. And I will move the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the appointment of Trevor to the position of treasurer collector effective April 15th, 2026. Do I have a second?
You have a second.
Thank you, Gene. Discussion.
I can talk. So the board had promoted, Ed Locke from the treasurer collector position into the finance director position several weeks ago now. That left the treasurer collector position vacant. I posted it publicly. I received 2 applications. I interviewed both candidates. And my final selection to put before the board is Catherine Sherber, who currently serves as the town's assistant treasurer collector. Does an excellent job, will have no problem stepping into this position. She does a lot of the duties already. The only downside is it now leaves a vacancy in my assistant treasurer collector position. So
Well,
it's a nonstop hiring spree, but
I hope you have some. great
she's the right
candidates.
person for the job, so I highly recommend her.
That's all. I couldn't agree with you more. And I'll just throw in my 2 cents. I've had the opportunity to work with KK now for several years when she was in the inspectional services. She was always a great help to me as far as my role as harbor master. And she has continued in her capacity as assistant treasurer, always there to help. And she's always has a smile. And she always seems to be very focused on whatever task she's doing. So I'm highly in favor of the appointment.
Well, here.
Yeah.
And thank you, KK, for stepping up to this position.
Thank you, guys. I look forward to the new role and I'm excited. I'm also very grateful to have Ed and Allison as mentors, and I'm very happy to be part of the team at Town Hall. So thank you guys again.
That's fabulous. Gene, you had a thought?
That was a great choice. I don't know KK that well at all, but I do hear a lot about her in and out of Town Hall. So good choice, Allison.
That's great. Okay. I think we're in position now for a roll call vote.
Oops, sorry.
She dropped out for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gene?
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Tibbo, aye. The vote is unanimous, and congratulations, KK.
Congrats. Thank you
again.
This is a part of this job that I actually really like. Let's see, we are now moving down to appoint members to the MBTA Advisory Committee, the Golf Committee, and the MAPC. And I will move the Board of Selectmen vote to appoint Bob D'Amico to the MBTA Advisory Committee effective April 15th, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion.
I simply, Bob approached our town clerk, Diane Dunphy, asking to be appointed to this committee.
Mhm.
That's why it's come across the agenda. I spoke to Bob for the first time today on the phone, and he thinks he can contribute to, communications with the MBTA. So I recommend the appointment.
Well, we're glad to have him, and thank you very much for stepping up. So that should bring us to a roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Tibbo, aye. Vote is unanimous. Next is a motion to I move the Board of Selectmen vote to appoint David Walsh to the Golf Committee effective April 15th, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion.
Again, Dave is someone that approached me about being appointed to the vacancy on this committee, and so I recommended him before the board.
No, I couldn't be happier because Dave has served on any number of committees over the years and I know at least as far as my experience with the committee that's working on our police and fire stations, his information, his input has been very helpful, and not to mention the zoning board of appeals, where I know he's a very active member also. So thank you, Dave, for stepping up for one more position. So roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat Riley, aye.
And Rob Tibble, aye. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to appoint Allison Nieto to the Metropolitan Area Planning Council effective April 15th, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second,
Discussion.
I highly recommend this appointment.
Tell us what you're going to do.
So MAPC does a number of things with communities. They provide grant funding, technical assistance. They update us on legislative priorities. I attend a lot of workshops with them. So they reached out to me saying that there's a vacancy on the council for representative from Nahant. They said the board could choose to appoint the town administrator or a town administrator designee. I'd love to serve in the appointment just because I do think MAPC does have such a wide communication with all the communities. So I'd be happy to serve. I guess it involves being at 3 meetings a year, so it's not a heavy lift.
Okay.
But I'd like to, be kept in that loop of communication because they're such an important partner with us.
That sounds great. We've talked about this a couple of times, and yes, the information that is passed amongst the various communities members, I think could be critical to the town of Nahant, and maybe there'll even be a grant opportunity there or something.
Yeah, maybe we get extra weight for a grant opportunity.
There you go. Anyone else discussion?
Yeah, I'll just mention that, to echo that, they're really a key regional planning organization, and it's important that I think Nahant has some voice and also in ear to what they're doing and planning for us and all the surrounding communities and transportation, economic development, housing. They cover everything. So, making sure the maps and plans they put out or have good input is very important for the town. So thank you.
Oh,
Okay, that brings us to a vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat Riley, aye.
And Rob Tibble, aye. Congratulations, Alice.
thank you.
And now we have a vote to appoint an assistant wharfinger. I will move the Board of Selectmen vote to appoint Eric Curtin as an assistant wharfinger effective April 15th, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second,
For discussion. This recommendation came from me as the wharfinger. And I can honestly say that Eric brings in a very unique set of skills as far as managing the launching and hauling of large numbers of boats all at the same time. He has stepped in a number of times very quickly as far as maintenance to the equipment, the floats and such down there, all volunteer work, and he recently helped the town get rid of an abandoned sailboat by being kind enough to meet with me early one morning when we could bring that boat in and take the mast out of it and then have G&J pick it up and get it out of here. The nice part about that is that he was able to recover a number of fittings off the boat that will become useful for the Nahant sailing program. So it's a win-win for the town, and I really look forward to Eric's appointment to this position. Anyone else? Eric? Anything?
I'm delighted.
You're okay with, okay.
Delighted to serve. I thought about this on my walk up here, and the truth is, I didn't retire because I had to. I retired because I wanted to do things like this. So
Wonderful.
it's perfect.
No, you were, yeah, actually, I forgot to mention, you were a big help when one of my boys, got married, on one of the haul out, occasions, and, I needed somebody in a hurry to step in, and Eric was the guy, so, this is a great peace of mind to me as life can sometimes get in the way, and it's nice to have a second with his skills. So that brings us to a roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Tibble, aye. Thank you so much, Eric. Congratulations on the appointment.
Thank you, Eric.
And we have a vote to approve and sign the MWRA financial agreements and bond forms. So I will make a motion that I move the Board of Selectmen vote to authorize Allison Nieto to sign the MWRA zero interest financial agreements and bond forms. Do I have a second?
Second,
Discussion.
So I shared these documents with you, each year at town meeting. Town meeting has approved a $500,000 authorization to borrow through the MWRA for the zero interest loan program. We've accumulated that over a number of years now. So this is authorizing us to borrow 1.2 million to fund our water meter replacement program. So this vote is just to authorize me to sign off on the loan agreement. When the bond documents actually come, it will be the board that's signing off on those.
Okay. Outstanding. A little bit of flexibility though, keep things moving.
Yes.
Yes, okay, I like that. Any other comments? Roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Tibble, aye. Vote is unanimous. Thank you, Allison. We have a vote to revise the hours of Nahant's annual town election on Saturday, April 25th. And I will move the Board of Selectmen vote to revise the voting hours for the annual town election on Saturday, April 25th, 2026 to be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Nahant Town Hall, 334 Nahant Road, Nahant. Do I have a second?
Second,
Discussion. Thank you, Eric. Anything, Diane? No?
I'm happy to speak to it. Currently, we have only one race on the election ballot that is being contested or there's a competition on it. As I mentioned, we did the same thing last year. It's difficult to find people to work 8 hours, and if you finish at 8, we usually don't get done counting till 10 or 11. It's much easier to get people if you get done a little bit earlier, not trying to cut anybody out. If we stay till 7, that gives people time to get home from work if they work on a Saturday. We're also open at 7, and it's a long day, especially where there's 2 positions that aren't being even, there are no contestants and only one that's has a race in it. So, and also the Mass General laws state that really a town election is only required to be 4 hours long. So I think
Well covered.
13 to 12 is okay.
Okay. And I think I've heard mention that there's very little foot traffic as far as after 7 o'clock or something.
Yeah, so in the past, I did a study. I didn't have anything for last year because we did close at 7, but it was the numbers in the last 4 years that I've been here prior to this. The foot traffic between 7:05 and 8 o'clock was 3%, or less, 3 or 2 or somewhere in that range, less than 4%, I will say.
Mhm.
The other thing is, we opened up an additional day today for early voting. We had 55 people come in and vote. Typically, when we have our election,
I was one of them.
Because next week is school vacation week, so a lot of people are out. So we added an extra day of early voting. We have early voting next week, 9 to 1. You can also come in and do, if you're not gonna be here on Saturday, the 25th, you can come in and do what they call an in-person absentee ballot. Which means you come in and fill out the ballot, almost like it's early voting. And we still have mail-in ballots, if anyone would like to request that. That is available until Monday at 5. After that, we cannot send out mail-in ballots. So we have multiple options to have people vote. And typically, we get about 300 people to vote. Today, we've had 55, so
That's a good start.
I'm thinking, yeah, it's a great start, I think, you know, again, I think a lot of people came in because the signs were out and they were out for a walk, it was a beautiful day. I hope we have stuff to do on Saturday, the 25th, but we'll be there, so we're just asking for a little reprieve, so we get home a little bit earlier.
Okay.
So I have a question. I have no objection to the substance of the change, but we do have hours specified in our bylaws. Is there, I just wanted to hear from, is Dan still on the line?
Yeah, Dan's there.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, is that something that we can override as the select board?
No, if it's in the bylaws, it cannot be overridden by a vote from the selectmen.
Right.
But we did it last year.
Dan, I
Well,
spoke.
I may have missed that, but I did, no, the bylaws are the bylaws. The selectmen can't override them.
Yeah, I'm seeing, if you want to just take a quick look and we can maybe circle back, but.
Yeah, I'll take a look tonight and I'll get back to Allison after the
Well,
meeting.
I don't
Well,
have
but
time,
there
yeah.
won't time to do it before the election.
And sorry, I did think about this earlier, but I didn't get a chance to. So under Article 2 for the general bylaws, Section 2, the annual town election shall be held on the last Saturday of April of each year. The polls shall be open at 7 a.m. and shall remain open until 8 p.m. So unless that's not a recent copy.
That I had discussed this, if you look, I didn't bring it with me, I was
Right.
prepared to speak, but, and I don't have my phone with me to look it up, but if you look under the Mass General Laws,
That's what I was wondering.
it says something to the effect that those hours, unless it's approved by the board.
That's what I was asking, yeah.
So, I can go up and look it up and bring it back down if you guys wanna continue your meeting, or if you wanna just vote no, then we'll figure it out, but.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we just table it for the moment, let Diane get what she gets, and then we'll come back to it tonight. But the general rule is that a bylaw cannot be, unless it's a Board of Health issue, a bylaw cannot be overturned by the Board of Selectmen.
Right, I was just wondering if there's, like Diane saying, a Mass General Law that does give us some authority. I just want, what are the bounds of
Okay,
that?
yeah, we'll clear it up. We'll get it done. We'll clear it up.
Can we make a vote subject to verification?
I can look it up now.
We have a few more agenda items. Let's come back.
Yep.
And then we'll see where we are.
All right, let's table this for right this minute. And we will move on. Okay, we're going to item G. Vote to approve an event request for the Apollo Club of Boston, and I move the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the event request for the Apollo Club of Boston concert on Sunday, June 7th, 2026, beginning at 3 p.m. at Nahant Town Hall. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. I'll toss in first that this event is free and open to the public. Okay, then we'll move to a roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Tibble, aye. We have a vote to approve Selectmen meeting minutes, and I'll move the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes from April 1st, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat O'Reilly,
And
aye.
Rob Tibble, aye. Ongoing business. We have a vote to approve the Board of Selectmen's omnibus budget and send to the Advisory and Finance Committee.
Second,
Uh, Okay, we need a motion on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no drafted motion.
Okay, I missed that. Ah, darn. Okay, let's see.
second,
That's all right.
I just-
We'll get back to that, Gene.
I
Okay,
make a
I'm
motion.
gonna move that we approve the Board of Selectmen's omnibus budget and send it to the Advisory and Finance Committee. Do I have a second?
second,
Okay, discussion.
Yes, so I provided Rob and Pat with a hard copy. Gene, I sent you an electronic copy of the omnibus budget. So this, as the finance committee has been discussing over their deliberations the past few weeks. They've been talking about the level services budget that we put forward and the $1 million override budget that we put forward. They've also put forward another scenario, which is a $650,000 override. So it basically takes all of the items that were funded under the $1 million override scenario, and it cuts back on the funding for the fire department. So in the $1 million override scenario, that funds 4 full-time firefighters plus health benefits. In the $650,000 override scenario, it cuts that out and simply adds in it's $208,000 to the call firefighter line and allowing Chief Antrim to administer those funds as he sees fit. So in order to make, town meeting a clear process, I do think, I'm presenting this to the board to vote on and pass on to the finance committee because it will appear in the advisory and finance committee book, as well as on the town meeting warrant. So just to be consistent between the various versions of the budget.
Okay. No further discussion? Roll call vote.
Bob Vanderslice is here. He has something to say.
Well, no, it's a procedural question. Do you not have to open the warrant and close the warrant, or is that going to happen in a
That's next.
That's
Yeah.
next. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I was paying attention. Thank you.
okay, second to the previous motion.
Roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Rob Tibble, aye. Motion carries. So, let's see. I think I got it with myself again. We have,
Now it's opening.
yes. I move the Board of Selectmen open the annual town meeting warrant. Do I have a second?
Second,
Discussion?
Yes. So this is the last time that we're doing this.
I hope.
Again, it's similar to what I just spoke about. In order to clearly present the 3 omnibus scenarios to the town, I basically divided up the one article in the town meeting warrant into 3 subsections. So we now have 6A, which would be presenting a level services budget, which must or needs to be passed at town meeting in order for the town to at least have some effective budget as of July 1st. Article 6B will be the $1 million override option, and Article 6C will be the $650,000 override option. At town meeting, every subsection, the town meeting can vote to approve all of them, because all you're approving for the 2 overrides is for those to go on to a ballot for a special election in June, where all the residents will then come out and cast their ballot. So that's how the new version of the warrant reads. I did take a recommendation from Pat this morning. I don't want this to be confusing. We're trying to make it as clear as we possibly can. So 6B on the warrant, it says omnibus, $1 million override. 6C, I've just added verbiage that says $650,000 override alternative. It's not in addition to. So we just wanted to make that
No, that's a
clear.
good change. It's a good change. Patrick, anything more?
So just to again to talk through the scenarios, this is the 6B is option 1 for the override $1 million, and then 6C is the 650,000 alternative option. And if town meeting says no to either of them, they don't. One of that option does not go on the ballot. So
Right, so at town meeting, we could pass both B and C. That means we'll have 2 questions on a ballot, either the $1 million or the $650,000. So when somebody comes to cast their ballot, they have to choose one or the other.
or no.
Or yeah, or
Right.
no. Or yeah, not at all. They could pass at town meeting only the $1 million one. That means there would only be 1 question on the ballot, or vice versa.
Okay.
It's clear as mud.
I'm looking forward to the discussion.
A lot more clear than Marblehead. Apparently, they saw the chart of their options.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again,
60.
just from the community, the listservs that I'm on, I just want to emphasize we're not unique in an operating override scenario. There are a lot of towns going through the same thing,
Yeah.
so we are not unique in this.
Not at all.
I think Bob has his hand up again. If you're willing to take.
Will we be breaking it out so that we identify just how much the taxpayer is going to pay on both scenarios?
Yes, we will. So the Advisory and Finance Committee book that will be sent out to every resident will have all of that backup information. It'll have the detailed budget so you can see the differences between the various versions. I believe, and I don't want to speak for Bob, but I'm assuming that their cover letter does address what that would mean for the median single family home. I don't know, can Bob weigh in on this?
No, it does include that information, and we are also attempting to explain the process as well. I'll be happy to share it with you. It's hard to explain. It's not that difficult once you figure it out, but it's hard to explain.
Yeah. I do, once the finance committee finishes their process and does their book, I'll be holding informational sessions for residents. I'm attending the community breakfast at the village church on May 1st, where this will be a main topic that I speak about, and also some other, articles of interest on the warrant. But I know the fire chief is going to be advocating for one of the budgets too, so he'll be doing some educational piece. This will require a lot of communication.
Okay. So does that bring us to the motion to close? Okay. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to accept the changes and close the annual town meeting warrant and send it to the Advisory and Finance Committee for their review. Do I have a second?
Sorry, did you vote on
Okay,
the
all right.
opening?
Okay,
Yeah.
that was my question.
Yeah, I don't think you did a final.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't do.
I don't think.
Yeah,
But that was discussion for the
Yeah,
opening.
yeah, no, that was a long discussion. I lost.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Just
Nothing to it. Do it all the time. We have a roll call vote on the motion to open the warrant.
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Dubois. Now we move down to a motion to close the warrant. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to accept the changes and close the annual town meeting warrant and send to the Advisory and Finance Committee for their review. Do I have a second?
Second,
Discussion? Roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Dubois. Motion carries. Brings us to the town administrator's report.
So I don't know if I should delay, so Diane can come back. I don't really have much
What's been
for
going on?
town administrator. Obviously, these past few weeks have been extremely busy, just preparing for town meeting. The Advisory and Finance Committee has been meeting regularly and working hard to get their recommendations done. So that we can, mail out a package for every resident, and hopefully, every resident will take the time to read through, everything that's being presented, so they can make an educated vote at town meeting on May 16th. I encourage everybody to come out to town meeting on May 16th. I also encourage everybody to come out and vote on April 25th, as well as the early voting days. And today was fairly busy, like Diane said, so a bunch of people have stopped by my office. Other than that, really the focus is on town meeting right now, so we're gearing up.
Okay,
Mhm.
very good. Well.
Diane's not back yet.
We do have citizens comment. We could.
Can we do that?
Do that?
Sure.
Okay. All right, let's do citizens comment let's hear from anyone who has a question or has a concern. Please share it with the board. This would be the time.
Anyone?
Okay,
Well, that didn't fill any time.
looks like we're gonna have to.
So, if we made it contingent upon further review by town council, is that, I would want to word that
I think,
that motion.
if Dan, where's Dan?
He's there. Oh, he's probably on the phone. It looks like he's on the phone with Diane.
Oh, okay. Looking for a final call.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure we have some authority, but if it's, due to weather or something,
Of course.
want to stay
Okay,
with.
sorry, guys, were you looking for me?
Yeah.
I was actually on the phone with Diane. We were going through the statute. She's about to come back downstairs. I'll let her come
Okay.
down and then we'll go from there. It'll be very quick.
Good.
Quick as in her favor?
Well, I don't think so. I think
Oh, all right.
the bylaw says what it says, and the statute, as Diane will explain, does seem to give the selectmen some leeway. But in the face of a bylaw, I don't see how the selectmen can do that. I think the statute sort of takes into consideration there not being a bylaw that specifically sets out the hours.
Mm.
So that's where
I
I think
just don't
the
know how we
rub.
did it last year.
Well, I think we did it last year because I think no one asked the question that Pat asked, to be honest with you, and I didn't catch it. I think it's as simple as that.
Oh, so it's your fault.
It's all
Luckily, no
Pat's
one.
Sorry for reading.
Pat's on Diane's bad list.
Uh-oh. I just got to look.
Okay, we're back to you now, Diane.
We are, okay.
Yes.
So it was apparently my misinterpretation of the Mass General law. And I spoke with Dan before I came down. He's not comfortable that the verbiage in here overrides the bylaw. So we'll leave it at 8. But I want you all there to help me count ballot.
Okay, and we have to bring you refreshments.
Okay, we'll bring some more pizza.
No.
I heard you've got a great number for calling for pizza, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had tabled the original motion. What do we have to do, Dan, now?
Well, you can, I would think you would take the vote. The vote would be no, just to make sure it's closed loop.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see, let me get back to that somewhere. Okay, so we have a motion to revise the voting hours. That motion was seconded, I believe.
I believe it was
Yeah,
seconded.
okay. We've had quite a bit of discussion, so a roll call vote regarding the changing of the hours, which we've just been told cannot be done. Roll call vote.
What are we voting on here?
Okay, so we're voting on the changing of the town meeting and town election hours. But we've just learned that we cannot vote to make the change because of our own local bylaw. So I will vote no on this one.
Pat O'Reilly, no.
Okay.
Gene Canty, no.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Motion-
can I just say,
Yes.
can I just say Diane she had a great point. I think, so I understand what she was at and makes perfect sense to me, but and the fact that we have a bylaw that contradicts, I think, in this case, we can't do it. But Diane she was on all fours. But in this particular case, I don't think it can be done fairly. And what we risk is someone coming to town hall the day after 2 days after the election saying, hey, I was there at 7:15 or something. Why couldn't I vote? Here's what the bylaw says. So that's the risk we run.
Okay, well, thank you, Dan. To be fair, we're not blaming Diane, we're blaming Pat for this.
Here, here.
Okay, well, that's okay. In that case, that's that.
I voted today, so early.
All right, well, thank you, Pat, for picking that up, because obviously it was something that needed to be addressed, and as Dan just explained, it could have made quite a tangled mess if we didn't.
Well, if every voter votes by 7 in town, can you
would-
close early?
Yeah.
Check them off.
Okay, do I?
It's the warrant to change the bylaw.
Think about it. If it wasn't the last minute, I think we could, but.
Yeah, I think we just opened and closed the warrant for the last
Closed it.
time.
Oh, we closed it.
Last time was worse. Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Let me make that one.
I will.
Motion for adjournment.
I second that motion.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Gene Canty, aye.
Rob Tibbo, aye. Thank you so much, Gene.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Gene.
We hope,
Gene, I forgot to say it to you earlier, but
we,
congratulations and enjoy your retirement.
we hope that you will continue to monitor our progress and let us know when we're going in the wrong direction.
I will do that.
Thank you, Gene. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Right.